All right, got a new tool. It's the M18 Inflator. Because I like the M12 inflator so much, I figured I would retire this into my wife's trunk and pick up the bigger version. Let's open it up. All right, so here's the M18 Inflator. Similar to the M12, it's got the pretty much same type of settings on here with the addition of a memory button, which I'm pretty excited about. Even the holder is pretty much the same type of layout. The hose on this is longer, so if you're familiar with the M12, it looks like you got another foot on the M18, which is nice. I like that. This has all brass Schrader valve, an inflation needle, an inflator nozzle, and a pretty much identical to what the M12 had. So some quick specs. It's the M18 platform. It's got a 36-inch hose. It's a 33% duty cycle. It goes up to 150 PSI, whereas the M12 would do 120. It's got a 5-year warranty. Also, same with the M12. It's got these little tiny rubber feet on them, which I actually lost one. But same thing, this has better rubber feet. It has a memory button, so you can set this for, say, 50 PSI for memory 1, and then you could do memory 2 can be, say, 100. Then say memory 3 can be set to 150. So now you don't have to scroll through. You can just turn it on. You're at 0. If you want to get to 100 PSI, or say you want to get to 85, I can press memory 2, I'm at 100, and then bring it down, and it'll go down in increments of 5 if you hold it. So there it is, 85. The M12 version, if you want to get to 85, you have to hold the button down and wait for it to come up there. Which, I mean, isn't forever, but this one, with the memory, it's pretty fast. So we can just go, memory 2 is 100, 85, pretty quick. Or if you have certain settings that you use all the time, say 35 PSI for your car, you can set that in memory 1. I think my zero-turn tires is like 12, so I wouldn't bother doing anything with that because it's quick enough to get there, but I think that's set up pretty good. If you had a custom one or whatever, it's got 4 settings. So M4, you could also put a different setting on there, however you want to do it. I don't believe you can adjust the units on this, whereas this has a button right here where you can adjust the units from PSI to KPA or to bar. It's 7 pounds with no battery in it, and if it means anything to you, it's made in Taiwan. The way that the things are going in China, I'm kind of happy that it's made in Taiwan over China. Same with this. This is also made in Taiwan. I stand correct. The new ones, I believe, are made in Taiwan. Mine happens to be made in China. China. But what's made in the USA? Nothing. I can't afford Snap-on. I think it goes right around $200 for this. I forget exactly what I paid. Got it off of Home Depot. Who is this for? This is for someone that already has Milwaukee stuff. If you already have the batteries, why not get it? I wanted something a little bit heavier duty than the M12. The M12 inflator's been awesome, so that's why I decided to retire this to my wife's car and pick this one up. My wife's car needs new tires. It's got a nail in it. Instead of fixing it, I just fill the tire up once a week. So this can go right in her trunk. She can have that, and then this can fill up my tractor tires once a month, because it also has a leak and I don't fix it. Or the zero-turn tires, because that also has a leak. I'll fix it when I change the tires out. I already have Milwaukee stuff. I got a whole bunch of tools. I got a ton of batteries, so I can literally pick this up, tool only. I think that's all it comes, tool only. Already got the batteries, already got multiple chargers everywhere. You know, it makes sense. This isn't for you if you don't have Milwaukee stuff already. If you have DeWalt, I'm sure DeWalt has one. It's just as good. Ryobi has one. Rigid probably has one. So if you already have Milwaukee stuff like I do, and you don't have an inflator, they're both gonna be good. This one's smaller, more compact, does 120 PSI. If you get a 6.0 battery in this, did another video where I was able to fill up the tractor tires with this. It works good. I expect this is gonna do a lot better. This has a cooling fan built into it. I think they said it'll run 20 minutes straight and it needs like 40 minutes to cool off. It'll do 150 PSI versus the 120. This is gonna be awesome if you need that. So this isn't gonna be a head-to-head video. Head-to-head, who wins? This one wins, of course it does. It's an M18. It's not going to be a versus DeWalt or versus Rigid or versus whatever, because are you really going to go out and buy a DeWalt inflator if it does better than this just because of the inflator? This tool is for the people that already have Milwaukee stuff. I mean, if you're going to get into an entire ecosystem of Milwaukee stuff just because of this, cool. But in my case, this is just an added accessory to a platform that I'm already invested in. So if you're watching this, chances are you're already invested in Milwaukee stuff. Might as well go for it. Let's go try this thing out. So tractor tires, too expensive to replace. You want to get another season out of them, just keep filling them up. Perfect. And the other nice thing about this is it'll check the pressure after it fills it up. If it drops, it'll bump it up and make sure it's at whatever you set it to. Oh, so that's why it's cutting uneven. Thing's flat. Good thing I got my inflator. If you keep running over thorn bushes and twigs and puncturing your tire, but you don't want to fix it, this is perfect. Oh, so it's even letting, oh, that's the fan running. I was gonna say, I thought it was letting some air out. That would be something, huh? Nice. Well, that's no good. Do you keep picking up nails on the job site, but you don't have time to get it fixed? Well, then this is perfect. There she is. So this calls for 110. So I'll use my memory. 1, 2. Bump it up. See how it does. Oh yeah, I like that. This thing's working. You know what? I might as well do the other side too. Leave it on 110. Yeah, this one could use a little bit. Nice, it made it. So I ain't gonna lie, I filled up all those tires, one after the other, and it didn't overheat. I think it was probably right at like 20 minutes of runtime, probably, altogether. The fan on this thing is still going. It's a good heat cycle for it. Break it in nice. Also, if you like this sort of thing, consider subscribing. Next, I gotta do an updated video on the switch tank because I, like a lot of other people, experienced a leak in one of my tanks. So I gave them a call, I told them that I had a leak, and I got this in the mail. This is a replacement tank. I haven't opened it yet, so maybe tomorrow or next week I'll do an unboxing on this and fill her up and spray some stuff around the house and see how it does. And I'm also going to try to repair my leaking tank because it would be nice to have another tank. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I like my studio lighting, tower lights. Funny story about this M12 one. So like usual, the tire on my lawnmower was flat, so I plugged it in, started filling it up, let the lawnmower warm up, so I went out and did something, and I came back, it was off. I just hopped on the lawnmower and I started driving down the driveway, and when I got to the end, I look on the side and I see this thing bouncing around the driveway. I forgot that I had it on there filling up the tire, and the tire is just throwing this thing all over the place. And it only suffered, you know, some light scrapes. It blew off that rubber foot on there. I mean, it scratched it up a decent amount. Nothing too bad. But I was totally expecting this thing to just be totaled the way that it was getting tossed down the driveway. But luckily it's still here. That's why I'm gonna give it a nice retirement in my wife's trunk.